russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros. Time out, the Disco Inferno show. Now here's the key paragraph, Glenn. As of now, there's been no official announcement from the company on the cancellations or what may have prompted it. Live events in Grand Forks, North Dakota, Elmira, New York, and Eugene, Oregon have also been canceled in recent weeks, reportedly due to poor ticket sales. Okay. So, bro, if we take...
All right, I'm going to cut you off right here.
Go ahead.
I'm going to cut you off right here. Bro, how many people does Raw draw? With the 1.7, like 1.6 during football, 1.8 non-football, right?
Right.
1.6 million people, okay? And it's a commercial to, drive your business and everything. Bro, the TV tapings and big shows are not underperforming. They're doing very well in ticket sales. Bro, these are C-towns. Let me read you something here. This is Elmira. Okay, now imagine, you got 1.8 million people watching Raw.
Right.
Okay, and it's a commercial. Bro, they're running a show in Elmira, New York.
Right.
Seating capacity is 3,400. 2,100 tickets distributed. There's 1,300 available tickets. They sold like 60% of this, right?
Right.
And it's just not enough because it's such a small venue. Bro, these are small C-towns. These are small venue shows that needed to sell out to probably run. They're 3 to 5, very small capacities, very small. And bro, I guarantee you, it's not worth it for the wrestlers to even go there and wrestle because you're not going to get paid that much. So they're look at this, let's just cancel. Unless these things were selling out, they just canceled them. And that's not indicative of anything they're doing on TV and business. If they're per example, the AEW like TV tapings and stuff are underperforming ticket sales. Okay, WWE is not, because here's the thing: the model that's been built. This is where the model's changed, and this is where Al's wrong. And I'm not saying Al's wrong, but bro, the old school value of the wrestling's a commercial. You're trying to draw fans to drive your product and stuff and all that, right? I would agree that it's true, right? However, this was long before, like the old school model was long before WWE was getting $240 million a year to produce their TV show.
Right.
So that I would disagree with like if you're paying me, $240 million a year, and okay, I'm going to use that money to go run a show in front of 3,000 people. It's like that's not the business model right now. If you look at what WWE's done, and they're doing well, and wrestling, this is where wrestling does well, and this is where AEW does well. Okay, the old school model of like driving house show business, and the wrestlers running house shows all over the place, and stuff like in Eugene, Oregon, Grand Prairie, Grand Forks, Prescott, all these places you've never even heard of, right? It's like you can sit there and say, okay, we're not spending the money to do this. We're spending our money we're marketing towards building big shows, and AEW and WWE, their big show business does well because that's what the wrestling fans gravitates now, because it is a smaller. It's like, actually, this is a perfect example right here of the habits of professional wrestling fans, and that it is a niche audience. Okay, is that when you have your niche audience, and your niche audience is going to gravitate towards the bigger shows, the things that mean more important. Your niche audience is not really going to be spending money in Elmira, New York, to go watch a C show and stuff. That's not the business model right now. So it's like, I don't think this is indicative of bad business or anything. I think it's a perfect example that wrestling does have a niche audience, and this audience can only afford periodically these big events. And that's what they'll go to, bro, because you look at these crowds, it's like, especially like the AEW crowd, that does not look like an audience of people with a lot of money. You look at the audience, and there's like, Jesus, people look broke. They're poorly dressed and stuff. Now the WWE crowd is different. You watch the WWE live show, like the crowd, the live shows, like, wow, this is like a completely different looking crowd. There's a lot of kids, more colorful shirts and stuff. It's just completely different because WWE charges more, and they're marketing towards people with more money. You know, it's everything. So that's where I think I don't think this is indicative of really anything other than the fact that professional wrestling is a niche audience, and you can make money on your big shows. But when you try to dilute the product now, you don't have enough of fans that are interested in events like this.
So
would you agree with that?
Yes, I would. I would
Right.
agree. But when you talk about like what the business model is, I agree with everything you said. So I'm assuming that sooner rather than later, maybe looking at 2023, I would assume that they would just stop booking these smaller shows.
Absolutely. Well, they did for a long time.
Yeah.
Now what they've done is the business is doing well. They had a lot of good paper, a lot of good big, bro, they've been doing stadium shows left and right. They've been making money. You know what I'm saying? But bro, the WWE's making money. They're having like record revenue, profits and stuff and everything. So they're trying to see how much they can make. It's like, but bro, you're right. None of the wrestlers want to work on these shows.
Right.
It's too, bro. You go from working Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Where you're good, these guys are going to get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like you're telling me, it's like I got to go risk my body in Elmira, New York, in front of 2,100 people.
Yeah,
it's like who would you? Nobody even wants to go see that, and the wrestlers don't want to perform. So it's like I think they book these shows, and they realize, okay, well, and you're right. If they're smart, they'll look at this and say, like, this would be different. This would be far different if Raw and SmackDown were only getting like the $40 million a year that what's their name gets, AEW.
Right.
Because then you would have to take that money and now, hey, we need to make money. We need to run house shows. Our TV needs to be straight. We need to build towards house shows. Bro, you watch what they do on TV. They just build towards big shows.
Yeah.
Because they're getting paid $200. And that's maybe the one thing that they maybe got wrestling kind of lazy is when the rights fees went up. The booking when you're getting hundreds of millions of dollars, from the networks just to, and then the networks don't care if it's good or not. They just want to see the numbers. It's like they don't care whatever, what the dirt sheet guys rated the show or reviewed the show, or like even you. They don't care what they just want to look at the numbers because we're giving them $200 million a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I just think that's indicative of it perfectly encapsulates that wrestling is a niche audience. And this is one of the byproducts of that is that when you have a smaller audience and you start running 1 million shows everywhere, you're not going to be able to sustain that.